Hello friends, I'm so excited to share this video with you today, and this topic is a request of one of my viewers, Malcolm White, and it's about street smarts. And this is basically so you can learn from my mistakes so you don't learn the hard way. Because the hard way will put some gray hairs on your head, just like I have, and you don't want to go through all that crap. So you don't want to learn the hard way, so learn from my mistakes and learn from my video on street smarts today. The first thing is you are the sum total of your friends. You become who you surround yourself with. If you hang out with people who are addicts, drunks, losers, unhappy all the time, ungrateful, as much as you might have a connection and history with them, they will bring you down. It's like the crab in the boiling pot grabbing for the crab that's trying to escape. Misery loves company and they want you with them. They do not want to be alone, and they do not like to see when you change your habits, change your life, and start living a positive life. They're not going to like that because they're your friends and they want you with them. And they think they're doing the right thing with you because that's the pattern they've created. And while you should help those people and reach out to those people, the more time you spend with them, the more you will become like them. So avoid the unhappy, unlucky, ungrateful people with bad habits. You help them to the best of your ability, but until they improve their behavior, you have to avoid spending too much time with them or you will become like them. The second thing is keep your mouth shut as much as possible. So say as little as possible and keep your ears and your eyes open. A lot of people are terrible listeners and they always have something to say. And sometimes what you have to say is not wanted. Sometimes people just want you to hear what they have to say and be a good listener. And there's nothing like when you're talking to someone and they're fully engaged in the conversation, they're fully listening to what you're saying, and they're not trying to come up with a witty response while you're talking. They're fully listening to what you're saying. That's called active listening. You listen and then you come up with a thoughtful response. But silence is golden. Silence has a lot of power. And when you can learn to shut up and let the other person talk, it'll do you a lot of good. Especially with dates, relationships, job interviews, at the office. It's better to be quiet and let the other person speak, and you can learn about them and you maintain your air of mystery, which is super attractive. Whether it's an employer, whether it's a woman you're dating, a man you're dating, whatever, you keep your air of mystery and you share bits at a time. And you don't just blab out your whole life to that person. You keep a sense of mystery. That's very attractive. And your mouth will get you into trouble. You end up saying some crap that will turn the person off. And I've done this a lot where I ran my mouth and I lost out on a lot of good situations, got fired from jobs, got ghosted, and all because I thought I was too smart and I ran my mouth too much instead of first listening and absorbing what the other person was saying. The next thing, don't be penny wise and pound foolish. A lot of the time I drive across town to get something cheaper when I could have gone to the store around the corner, but I was wasting gas and wasting my valuable time. And to save a couple bucks, it's not worth it to spend more than you're saving to get it done. And a lot of people have this penny wise and pound foolish mentality. They don't want to invest in themselves. They don't want to invest in their health, their education, their future, and they're just pinching pennies. And sometimes you have to spend your money to have a good life, and you have, of course, have to do it in a smart way, but There's no point in spending all this gas driving somewhere to get something when you could just get it around the corner. And yeah, you're going to pay a couple dollars more. But that's the analogy I like to use. So what are you wasting your time on? What are you wasting your money on? Trying to be cheap, trying to get a great deal. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a very frugal person, but at the same time, I'm not penny wise. If I have to invest in myself, if I have to get a certification, if I have to get something that's going to improve my house, improve my car, spending quality time on my relationship, date nights, vacations, I'm not going to skimp on that because that's important to maintain all those things. And I will spend when I have to spend on what's appropriate, and I will spend freely. So do not be penny wise and pound foolish, because there's a lot of people who are broke trying to pinch pennies, and they don't have an abundance mentality where they're willing to let their money flow and spend on themselves. And there's a lot of super wealthy people that don't enjoy their wealth, and they're just hoarding it all away like a squirrel. It's not fair, but appearances matter, and people will judge you within 5 seconds of first meeting you. And this doesn't mean you have to wear a suit everywhere. I sure don't. I have one suit that I wear for weddings. I do not believe in spending a lot of money on clothes. I'm in the gym a lot. I mostly wear workout clothes and, cheap ones from Walmart, from Costco. Those are my two favorite places. Marshalls, TJ Maxx. I buy things that are not expensive, but things that I like, things that fit, and I keep my things clean. Right now, I just got back from a jog, so I'm sweaty, and I don't have a lot of time to waste getting ready and editing these videos perfectly and doing everything perfectly. Perfection is the enemy of getting things done. So I'm not going to dress up and edit this video and do it. It's about the information. But I'm saying when you're going on a date, when you are in the office, all these things, you have to look well put together in clothes that you like. Not what someone else's style is, but you need to make your own style, and appearances matter. Make sure your shoes are clean and stylish. Whatever. They don't have to be expensive, but make sure it's a style that fits you. You can find great cheap shoes at Marshalls that are brand name, but just the colors you like. Make sure they're clean. Don't use your workout shoes for your going on a date night shoes. Like, don't wear sneakers on your date night. Actually dress nice and dress for the occasion. And unfortunately, appearances matter, and you have to keep your body up. You have to keep your beard trimmed, haircut, all these things. It matters. Just don't look disheveled. Wear clothes you want to wear that you're comfortable in, and shoes. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it has to fit right, be clean, and you can't look disheveled. You have to take care of your skincare, your beard, your hair. Take care of it. Just take care of it, because it matters, and it will lose you opportunities in love and in your career. And even if you are married or you have a long-term partner, you can't let that slide. You have to keep dressing like you did on the first date, treating her like you did on the first date, taking her out for date night, making sure you're leading and planning everything, and you're a decisive decision maker. But the way you act, appearances, it matters. And people will judge you immediately. Even if you have a lot going on inside and you're brilliant, if you look terrible, people aren't going to take you serious. Always run away from a fight. There's no point in having an ego and conflict and choosing the path of conflict every time. This goes for physical fights. This goes for lawsuits. This goes for fights at home. Any sort of fight, any sort of conflict. You always run away from a fight. You do not want to get into a fight. Strife is not good. But if you absolutely must defend yourself or someone else, you have to completely destroy your enemy, incapacitate your enemy completely, because if they can recover and come back at you, they will come back at you twice as hard. So you have to destroy your enemy completely if you are going to do that. So that means in a physical fight, you got to break something so they can't chase after you. So you break something of theirs, hit them where it hurts, and run away. You don't finish the fight. You just incapacitate them, break something, stomp them out, and run away. Same thing goes for lawsuits. It's better to avoid lawyers. They'll suck you dry with money. Most of them are crooks and scumbags themselves. Lawyers are scum, a lot of them. And that whole system is scum. But if you have to get involved with lawyers, hire a good one and hit whoever you have to hit hard so they know not to mess with you. And they can't come back at you because they don't have the funds. You have to hit them hard and incapacitate them so they can't come back at you. Because if they come back at you, they'll come back at you twice as hard. Next thing. Don't tell everyone your plans, just do them. And do not put too much trust in your friends, because there's a lot of jealousy and envy with friends. And there's a lot of drama with friends. And you don't want to get in mixed friends and business usually, unless it's someone you truly trust and it's a soul tie you have with that person and you know that they're reliable and it's a time-tested relationship you've had for many years. I would not start a business with friends or family. That does not mix. And do not tell them your plans. There'll be people who, they're like the crab who wants to pull you back into the boiling water when you're trying to escape. Misery loves company, and people do not like to see other people improve, unfortunately. So keep your mouth shut until you're getting along in your plans, and show people what you can do. Don't say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, because people are going to try and burst your bubble and ruin your confidence so you stay with them. So just keep your mouth shut and don't tell everyone your plans. Next thing, never make any decisions in anger. If you have to wait, you wait. So if you're emotional in a negative way about something, that is not the time for decision making, and that's not the time for confrontation. If you have something you really want to talk to your partner about, don't do it when you're pissed with them. You have to calm down. Go do yoga, go breathe, go for a run, and then talk to them. Give it time. Give it time. Do not say, if you don't have anything good to say, keep it out of your mouth, because you're going to ruin your relationship. You're going to ruin your job. If you don't have anything nice to say, keep it out of your mouth and calm down and talk rationally. So don't say anything in anger and don't make decisions emotionally. You'll end up buying things that you never wanted. You'll end up making decisions that you shouldn't have. And it's not good. So never make decisions in anger. Next thing. Comparison is the thief of joy. Alright? So pride comes from the devil and comparison comes from pride. And there's always going to be someone better than you. Okay? Better, stronger than you, more money than you, better than looking than you. And you are going to drive yourself crazy if you compare yourself. You're going to go crazy and you'll never be satisfied with what you have. Instead of comparing yourself to others, count what you have already. Count your blessings and be grateful for what you have and for the gifts you have, and cultivate the gifts you have. No one is the same. Everyone's given different gifts, different strengths by God, and everything you have has been given to you by God. So you don't need to take pride in your gifts because that was given to you, and you don't need to envy other people's gifts because it will screw up your life. And comparison is a thief of joy, especially in relationships. If you compare yourself to your girlfriend's ex, you will destroy that relationship, and she'll figure out that you're insecure, and that turns women off. If she can see that insecurity, she'll get turned off. And women hate when you act butthurt. They will not want to sleep with you. They won't want to be with you. They won't want to be intimate with you. So even if you are butthurt, you need to learn how to hide it or walk away at that time and cool off and come back. But don't get perturbed. Don't show her that she can change your emotions one way or another. And maybe you're burning up inside, but you can't show it. Okay? You have to be cool, calm, and collected, and whatever your response is has to be cool, calm, and collected. And when she sees she can't shake you and she can't change your emotions and she can't make you act out, that's going to make her trust you, and that's going to turn her on, and she's going to want to be intimate with you. Next one, never outshine the master. So we all think when we go to our work and that the harder we work, if we can work harder than anyone else, do more, accomplish more, and just shine in general, that you're going to get promoted. But in fact, a lot of people are going to get jealous of you, including your boss. So you have to your job is to make your boss look good. If you can make your boss look good, then you will get promoted. So your job when you go to work is supporting your boss and making your boss look good, and you will get more promotions and money if you do that. But if your boss becomes jealous or envious of you and you're performing better than them, then get ready for a layoff, because they will fire you. Like, I've seen it happen so many times with my clients. Don't go in there like a busy bee. Work yourself and strive and work yourself into a frenzy and not have a life outside of work, because you will not get rewarded from it. You will just get people jealous of you, and they'll be coming for you. So never outshine the master. That's from Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power. A lot of my things are from that. I read that hundreds of times and memorized it. And it's a very important book to read. And if you want to be street smart, memorize the 48 Laws of Power. Get the audiobook, even it's on YouTube, I'm sure, and listen to it 100 times. And that's all true. You got to know that, and you don't necessarily have to practice the more Machiavellian and dark side of that, but you have to be aware of it, because other people will use those skills on you and screw you over. So you have to know what's in that book, because a lot of people read that book and they will use that on you. You have to focus on your strengths. That's the next one. Concentrate your forces. Focus your resources and energies where you'll have the most impact and get the most benefit. Otherwise, you'll waste limited time and energy. So if you go and try and do something you're not good at, and you know you're not good at it, but you're trying to do it to please others or for your ego, you will fail. You have to find out what you're good at, what your gifts are, and cultivate that. And let go of your dreams of the other stuff if you're no good at it. If you're no good at it by a certain age, you'll never be good at it. So it's better to focus on what you are good at. That doesn't mean don't try new things and fail. You have to try new things and fail to figure out what you're good at. So there's nothing wrong with failure if you view it as a stepping stone to where you want to be. But if something's really not working and you are not happy and you're dreading doing it every day, stop doing it. You got to stop doing it. Love yourself enough to be happy every day. Next one, create respect by absence. This is from the 48 Laws of Power as well. When you're constantly available and constantly there, like your group of friends, and you have a friend that calls you all the time, or maybe you're dating someone and you're always available and you have nothing going on in your life, it's going to be clear you have nothing going on in your life. You should be busy. You should have some sort of sports or gym, some sort of thing outside of work, hobbies that you're doing that keep you busy, and you shouldn't always be available. But when you do spend time with your date or your friends, that should be quality time, and you should be fully present, and they should be the only one that matters during that time to you. And you're not looking at your phone, you're not distracted, but you're fully present. You're looking into their eyes and you're listening to what they're saying. That's attractive, and they will crave more of you. But if you're there every day and you're always around and you're not really doing anything of your own, they won't respect you and they won't crave you, because you're just going to seem like kind of dependent on them and you don't have your own life. So you got to create respect by absence, and not always be clucking around your friends or your girlfriend or your wife. You have to have a life of your own and be okay with them doing their own hobbies, and you do separate hobbies, and you're not spending all your time together, because familiarity breeds contempt. If you're constantly together, that person's going to get tired of you. So you have to spend some time apart and go do your own thing. The next thing, fake it till you make it, is real. You have to act like the person you want to be, not the person you currently are. So you have to dress like them, act like them, look like them, talk like them. And this is not based on someone else. This is based on who you really want to be. Start being the person you really want to be. And if you don't have the confidence to think that you're worthy of being that person, fake it till you make it is real. You have to start pretending you're that person. What would that person do? Ask that question. What would the person I want to be do right now? What would the next decision that person would make? A lot of those decisions will probably be out of your comfort zone. So that's good. You have to start thinking and acting like the person you want to be. And that's what they call fake it till you make it. Next one. If you always try and please everyone, you will please no one. This is important for people pleasers out there. If you try and please everyone, you will please no one, especially yourself. So stop trying to make everyone happy around you. Focus on yourself and what you have to do for your own happiness. And of course, go out and serve others. But if it's something that's against your values, or you don't have time for it, or you have other things you need to be doing, working on your purpose, being with your people, being with your family, and you don't want to do it, you have to be really comfortable saying no a lot. Be comfortable saying no to things you don't want to do. And you have to trust your gut on this. If your gut tells you you really don't want to do it, be comfortable saying no. And of course, there's compromise. Sometimes you can go shopping with your girlfriend even though you really don't like to, once in a while, just to spend quality time with her. That type of thing. But you don't have to do it every time. It's okay to say no. And just remember, if you try and please everyone, you'll please no one, especially yourself. I would say the last and most important thing I'm going to talk about is lying. Lies always catch up with you, and you pay a dear price for them. So if you think you're getting away with some shit, you will get caught eventually, and you'll pay interest. You'll lose. Whoever finds out will lose their trust in you, and you'll lose your reputation. And reputation's everything. And I made this mistake a lot. Just don't lie to the people you care about. You have to be real. Even if it's painful, you have to be real. That doesn't mean being a jerk. Like if she asks, do I look fat in this dress? Don't say she looks fat. That's not the kind of lies I'm talking about. You tell her you love her curves, and you love the way she looks in the dress, because women need to be complimented. But I'm talking about, let's say you hide the fact that you're a smoker from someone you meet online. When they find out you're a smoker and they smell it on you, they're going to realize you lied to them and they didn't sign up for that, and they're going to leave your ass. So don't lie about your addictions, habits, your rough edges. I'm not saying addictions and bad habits are good, but your rough edges are what make you who you are, and they make you human. So don't be afraid to share your rough edges, and even if you're working on them, even if you're not proud of them, if you're getting into an intimate relationship with someone, they deserve to know what the deal is, what they're signing up for. So same thing goes for family. Don't lie. Just be okay with being your best self. Let's say you're struggling with an addiction. Well, you got to be upfront about that and get the help you need from your support systems. Otherwise, if you lie, you're not going to get that help. Be the best you can be, even if it's not perfect. Perfection and perfectionism is the enemy of progress. And I could just keep going on and on for another 30 minutes, but this is what I thought about Malcolm's request. And if you keep these principles when you're out and about in the world, you'll protect yourself from a lot of suffering, a lot of heartache, a lot of stress. If you just remember what I just said and listen to this over and over again, internalize it, and listen to the 48 Laws of Power. It's a great book. You need to know it. You don't have to apply everything in that book, but you need to know when it's being applied against you. So I would read that book 100 times. It's very important reading. I care about you all. I hope you're making progress. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. If this has helped you today, I'd appreciate it if you could leave me a like and subscribe. But just hit the like button. It helps me out and helps spread my message. And I'd really appreciate if you could do that. And I'll leave my information below if you want to get in touch. I'm happy to help you, and we can work on something. Whatever you're concerned about, I can help you, walk with you, and we'll come up with a plan to get you out of it. All right, I'll be talking to you soon. Have a great one.